This week I'm a little under the weather, so I'm doing a nice easy project with some denim and some calico to make a doorstop for that door that I've just shown you that will not stay open. I started just by seam ripping the threads on the denim so I had a nice flat surface to work with. Once I'd seam ripped the denim, I then cut the bottom of the now opened up sort of sleeve off, and I cut a rectangle from the bottom that was the width that I wanted my doorstop to be. I then used this to mark out on some calico, a sort of similar sized rectangle, it was slightly longer, and then I cut that rectangle down the middle so I had two squares. I then pinned and sewed the two calico squares onto the denim facing the nice sides together, pinning them and running them through my sewing machine. Once I'd sewn it together, I then just laid it out flat and another straight stitch down the seam just to sort of flatten it out and make sure that the filling didn't fall through any gaps. Once I'd done it to one side, I then just flipped over and did the exact same process to the other side. I also cut off any excess fabric just so it wasn't super bulky when I was sewing through the next bit. Once I'd done that, I then folded it in half and sewed up the side so I had a pouch. Once it was done, I then just cut off the excess again so that it wasn't too bulky on the inside. Again, I don't think this was a necessary step, but I decided to do it anyway. I then made a mistake and sewed the corners the wrong way. I did go back and fix this, but I only noticed after I started to fill it. So this is actually the wrong way to do it, but I then needed to go and get the filling, so at the same time I bought myself some tea, so it was time for a bacon butty break. As you can see, I didn't leave any for anyone else. The walls at the shop, I ended up getting rice and thought that would work quite well to fill it. I filled it until it was about 1.5 centimeters from the top, and then I folded it over so I had a nice smooth edge, and then pinned it so that it wouldn't go anywhere while I did the next step. This is another optional step, but I wanted to put a little loop in the top, so I cut a little rectangle of denim and I folded it and hemmed it and pinned it, and then I put it into the seam. Then, just to make things easier, instead of running it through my machine, I hand sewed it up. And then it's time for the reveal. As I say, I was ill this week. It was an easy project. It worked perfectly fine. I like how it looks. That's it for this week. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.